The time has come. But not for this one, no. Hello. Yesterday, I couldn't remember this car's name, but now I do remember. It's called Hank. But for some reason I keep wanting to call it Barry. Hopefully the rain will hold off all day while I do the water pump on this car. It's not possible to see a rainbow and not take a picture of it. I'm supposed to be working right now on that car, and I'm not. So I've just had an early dinner. Would you like to guess what it was? A non-microwavable, out-of-date pasty from Aldi. Although it wasn't actually out of date. And now I want another one. It's not my fault. My plans have been destroyed. That's a bit dramatic, isn't it? But I can't really work effectively outside in that car. The only thing I can do is bring the car inside, but that defeats the object of having a car inside in the first place. Lovely George here lives inside the lockup because I want to protect him against the elements. That means he's taking up all the space to do a car job in here. So if I put George outside every time it's raining, then that really is completely against the idea of putting it in here in the first place. You see? Well, the rain seems to have stopped. I don't really want to spend all of today's video talking about rain. I want to do some work. Sun's out and the job is on. Look, bits missing, bits taken off. On the old K series there's quite a few bits in the way of the cam cover. That's probably because they used to build them properly, with brackets everywhere to keep things in place, make sure it don't rattle itself apart. They wasn't overly concerned by that kind of thing with the Phoenix Consortium. So I have hit upon a problem. This cam belt tensioner, it won't undo, it just refuses to go anywhere. There's the, that's undone. That's nice and undone actually. That should just be able to move up and down. It doesn't want to. That's not good. It's not very helpful at all. Doing a job like this, I think it's still important to keep your hands clean. And that's why I am messing around with chemicals in the yard. After a reasonable amount of faffing around, the belt is off. I didn't mean to take it off at the top, but I did do. And I'm not changing the belts because that's okay. And I've got to keep my costs to a minimum, so I'm just going to change the water pump. And someone's bound to tell me that's not how you do it. You've got to get the bottom pulley off as well. And then if I did get the bottom pulley off, someone's bound to say you don't need to take the bottom pulley off, it'll just pop straight out. So I'm doing it that way first. This car is a suspected water pump, and I think it is exactly that. Listen. That sounds rather grindy. I'm sure you'll agree. It's grinding like a pretty lady on Tinder. Yes, at last. Anyway, back to work. Not that I feel like working after I've stuffed all that curry, but I must do. So finally I have the water pump out, and here it is. Looks okay from this side, but look at the state of that. And listen, that does not sound like it should do. I reckon that's broken. Hello. It's been a funny sort of day really. but with plenty of good stuff going on. Just tightening up the last of the bolts in the water pump, and yes, that means I got it on okay. Often found this, that you start doing a job and frustration can get the better of you, and then you have a cup of tea and then you go back to it and somehow you just can manage it. Strange, but it happens. Obviously I'm very, very pleased by the removal of that micro at last. That just taking up space, I found it quite stressful. And now it's meant I have room for another car that isn't a Rover, which is this Vauxhall Zafira. If only the engine wasn't seized, I could take it for a test drive. I can sit in the back of it, of course, and pretend that I'm being driven, and I must say, very, very big. Yes, loads of room in the back of here. And of course, the really clever thing is the child locks are on, so now I can't get out. I have to climb over, won't I? Yes. Be careful not to lock myself in this time. Got a guest. Anyway, a little visitor at the yard. A car I've seen knocking about quite a bit, and now I get to see it in the metal. A Streetwise with a great big hole in the back called a pipe, and these wheels that stick out like a toddler's bottom lip. So that's the second lowered Streetwise I've seen in the past week, but this one's also a bit special, as we can see from the front of there. Another intercooler. This is another 1.8 turbo. This engine has come out of an MG6, which apparently is even more durable. We've got an N series, I think. But he just showed me the engine. Maybe I should have a look at the engine. Nice proper half leather seats in there, and a Momo steering wheel. Momo! Now that's a rather impressive looking engine, isn't it? A shiny bit there. VVC inlet manifolds. Clearly all the correct pipes and stuff on the go there. I bet this car is quite quick. Wow! It's dark before I'm going home. Imagine that, eh? Rather unusual, it's raining, but I don't care. Actually, I do care. Tomorrow it's going to be worse, apparently. What a wonderful day I had, anyway. Started off not particularly good, as it often does, and it just got better and better. Those chaps in that Streetwise there are very, very lovely, joyous young chaps indeed. We had a right laugh together. Thank you very much. Please watch the video, subscribe, etc. Anyway, until tomorrow, bye bye.